Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 102 of the Quiz Mercenary Quarantine Edition Pub Quiz. This is a version of a pub quiz meant to be played in your home. So, let's take a look at how this game is played. I've got 4 different rounds of trivia for you, each with its own rules for scoring and gameplay. If you like, you can play all 4 of them in a row as its own complete game. You can also play each round individually, so you can save yourself a little bit of time if you are in a rush. I know we all have very busy schedules nowadays. In each round, I'm going to give you all the rules for the round up front. Then I'll give you all the questions, at which time you should pause for as much time as you need to complete the answers. Once you're done, unpause, get the answers of the questions, and score the round according to the rules. Give yourself your points, and if you're playing the game all the way through, keep adding them together. If you want a little bit more of information on the rules, you can always head to my website. The rules are posted there, as are some answer sheets, some printable materials for the games, if you feel like reading off a paper. Don't forget to give my video a like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing some theme games in between my weekly episodes that come out every Friday, so stay tuned for those. Feel free to drop me a line. There's my website. There's my email. There's all sorts of information. You can send me a message here. I don't know. It's the internet. Send me messages somehow, some way. And I'm not just doing this for myself. I am also here to try and spread the word about my patron bars out there, most of whom are doing some version of takeout or to-go or operating in some form during this shutdown. Feel free to head over there and grab some to-go, some gift cards, whatever you can. If you can. If you can't, don't feel bad about that either. Just play the game and enjoy. Speaking of that, on with the game. Round number 1 is the warm-up round. In this round, you're going to get 16 questions, all on the same topic. I'm going to put all 16 questions on the screen at once. You should pause. If you're playing this game like you were playing in a regular bar trivia game, I would suggest you pause for about 10 minutes. But, you know, you feel yourself out on this one. Each correct answer is worth 4 points each for a grand total of 64 points. This week's round is called Celebrity Face Mashup. What I'm going to have here for you on the screen are 16 different mashups of celebrities. Each one is 2 celebrities, and you'll get 2 points apiece for naming each celebrity. That's 4 points per picture, still 64 points total. Ready? Alrighty, here you go. Here are the pictures. And go. Good luck. And we're back. Not too shabby. How'd you do? It wasn't the hardest round I've ever done, but it's not an easy one entirely. So let's go through these answers here. Number 1, that first one is Audrey Hathaway. Audrey Hepburn and Hathaway melded together. Number 2 is something I call Dwayne Barack O. Johnson. Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Barack Obama, both together. 3, her name is Angelina J-Lo Lee. Jennifer Lopez, Angelina Jolie, both together in one. 4, Captain Woman, Wonder Marvel, I don't know. It's Brie Larson and Gal Gadot in one face. Number 5, I don't have a funny name for this one. It's Ana de Armas and Emilia Clarke. Anna from the hit movie Knives Out, and Emilia Clarke from that terrible last season of Game of Thrones. Number 6, Lupita Nyong'o and Letitia Wright. Again, jokeless for this one. Number 7, Vanessa Hudgens and Zendaya, still running short on jokes. Number 9 is Bruno Malik. That's not funny. Bruno Mars, Rami Malek. Fine. 11, Lord Pottermore. Yes, that's good. That's fine, right? Yeah. Daniel Radcliffe, Ray Fiennes together in one face. 12 is Tyler Durden's composite. That's Brad Pitt and Edward Norton together in one. 13, we have the stark contrast between Maisie Williams and Sophie Turner. That's not too bad, I guess. 14, I've got something I call Separate Directions. That is Zayn Malik and Harry Styles, who famously split ways in the One Direction band. 15 is Neil Patrick Harris and Keanu Reeves together in one. And 16, I refrained from making a joke about Colt 45, even though Billy D. Williams was their spokesman for so long. But that is him and Donald Glover together as their versions of Lando Calrissian. Those are your questions. Again, you get 2 points for every celebrity you name correctly. So that is 4 points total for each question. All right, here we go. Round number 2 is called the wager round. In this round, you're going to get 10 questions, each question in a different category. I'm going to ask all 10 questions in a row. You're going to get all 10 of them on screen. At the end of that, you should pause your screen at that point and work on your answers. Your answers are incomplete, though, without their wagers. You assign a point value to each one of those using any whole number 1 to 10. However, you can only use each whole number once. So think of it like a measure of confidence. Put 10 on your most confident answer, 9 on your second most confident answer, all the way down to 1 on your 10th most confident answer. So, if you get the question right, you'll earn the points you wagered. If you are wrong, they should just be 0. No negative points in this round. Ready? Let's do it. Question number 1 is in the category Same Name. Here is the question. What single word is both A unit of measurement of price movement of a stock or any other exchange-traded asset, and B, an Amazon Prime reboot TV series that was preceded by a live-action TV series in 2001 and a cartoon series from 94 to 97, both of which on Fox. What is that name they share? Question number 2 is in the category Lyrical Translation. In this one, you're going to get a line of lyrics from a popular song that is very easily recognizable. I jammed that line of lyrics through Google Translate, so now it's not. You got to tell me what song it came from. Here we go. This one came from 2008, and after I translated it from its original English into Indonesian, then into Irish, then to Somali, then into Latin, and then back into English, I got this line of lyrics. Here we go. You must phone call it what you like. Calm yourself when you see an attempt, because if it is admired, then you make a call. What song was that? Number 3 in the category Really Dodged a Dagger there. In Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, Romeo is enamored with a different Capulet before he sees his Juliet, and luckily for her, forgets her name entirely once he does so. I want you to tell me what that sad lass's name was. Bonus points, though, if you can tell me what other plays Shakespeare used that same name in. Number 4 category is Brunch Substitutions. Here is the question. If you were to sub out that orange juice in your brunch mimosa for peach puree, not only would you probably be charged more, but you would also have made an entirely new cocktail. What is that new cocktail called? Number 5, stand-in names is the category. Actor Mark Sinclair uses his fraternal twin brother as a stand-in for certain scenes in his movies, and he also uses a stand-in for his real name. What is Mark's much more better known screen name? Number 6, category is That Movie Sounds Awful. I'm going to give you an accurate but misleading movie description. You're going to tell me the name of that movie. Here we go. This one came to you from 2012. My description is this: a traveling dentist takes an apprentice and then helps him with his marriage. Ironically, candy kills the dentist. Question number 7 is job security. What serial killer, who operated in the Wichita, Kansas area in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, also held a job in the area at a local ADT security office? This was something that brought him great joy when he installed security systems for people who were trying to protect themselves against him. Bonus point if you can tell me both his media name and his real first and last name. Number 8 category is elevated capitals. So I'm talking about the highest capital cities in the world. The top 3 highest elevation capital cities are all in South America. In 3 guesses, name any of their countries. 2 of them share a border with each other and a Pacific coast. The third is one of the landlocked countries in South America. If you get any more than 1 in your 3 guesses, give yourself a bonus point each. Number 9. The category is RuPaul or Glow. I'm going to give you 5 names in this list. 3 of them are gorgeous ladies of wrestling. Glow wrestling. Contestant? No. Wrestlers? Yeah. The other 2 are RuPaul's Drag Race contestants. In 2 guesses, I want you to pick 2 names from this list. If either of them ends up being the RuPaul's Drag Race contestant, give yourself a bonus point. Give yourself the points you wagered. Bonus point if you got both of them right in your 2 guesses. I've got Ginger Minge, Ashley Cartier, Tina Ferrari, Mimi First, and Roxy Astor. Pick 2 names from that list. And question number 10, technically incorrect is the category. I'm going to give you a statement that is false in exactly 1 way. All you have to do for credit is to point out the offending word or phrase or idea that makes that sentence false. If you can provide a little bit extra information as to why it's false, you should get a bonus point for that. But all you gotta do is point out why it is false for credit. So here we go. This one comes to you from the world of Cartoon Network. On the Cartoon Network series The Venture Brothers, the original Hank and Dean Venture are killed at the end of season 1 in a drive-by shooting, in an homage to the climax of the film Easy Rider. However, both of those brothers are resurrected as clones for the beginning of season 2. What is wrong with that statement? Those are your 10 questions, folks, and here they are on screen for you. Go ahead and pause your screen now. Take all the time you need to work on these answers, and don't forget to wager on them. 1 to 10 points out of each number 1 to 10 only once. Good luck, and I'll see you back here for the answers. Bye-bye. All right, let's take a look at those answers here, folks. Starting with number 1, the answer should have been tick. The tick TV shows and the stock tick or commodity tick is an actual unit of measurement. Number 2, the song was Single Ladies by Queen Bee herself. 3 is Rosalind, poor old Rosalind, also used in the plays As You Like It and Love's Labor Lost. Give yourself a bonus point each if you got either of those 2 plays. Number 4, that new cocktail is a Bellini. A Bellini. Number 5, Mark Sinclair is Vin Diesel. Number 6, that film is Django Unchained. Yes, Christoph Waltz was a dentist in the film, and he was killed by candy, ironically. Number 7, that serial killer was Dennis Rader, better known as BTK. Find, Torture, Kill. Find, Torture, Kill, Killer? Killer. 8, those 3 capitals were of the countries Bolivia, Ecuador, and Colombia. La Paz in Bolivia being the highest of the 3. Give yourself a bonus point if you got any more than one of those 3 countries in your 3 guesses. Number 9, the 2 contestants were Ginger Minge and Mimi First. Either of them will get your credit, both for a bonus point. And at number 10, those 2 that were killed at the end of season 1 were not the original Hank and Dean. They were they were clones, probably a 10th or 20th or 30th generation of clones. We never saw the real Hank and Dean. They've been long dead since the 60s, I believe. And that is that for the round, folks. Total up your score. Whatever you wagered on the right answers, give that to yourself. Whatever you wagered on the wrong answers, don't subtract it. It's just 0. And I'll see you back here for the connections round. Bye-bye. Your third round of the game is the connections round. In this round, you're going to get 10 questions in a little bit of a different format. Questions 1 through 9 are worth 5 points apiece and are all seemingly unrelated trivia questions. However, all 9 correct answers share a connection, which is the answer to question number 10. It's worth 10 points if you can figure out what the connection is, so dig deep into all those answers, because it doesn't always have to be the entire answer that serves as a connection. It could just be a small portion. So, here we go with the connections round. Question number 1 is this. What classic TV sitcom theme did Weird Al Yankovic recreate when he spoofed the Dire Straits song Money for Nothing? Oddly enough, Money for Nothing is also the theme of that show. Question number 2. What East Coast pro sports team is named for a mythical creature that is said to inhabit the state's thick Pine Barrens forest? Number 3. At the end of the 1967 novel The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, which character commits suicide by cop by pointing an unloaded gun at police officers coming to arrest him? In the film, he was portrayed by a young Matt Dillon. Number 4. The last time the UK got one of these, this crest right here, it was 1986, and the title holder was and is Prince Andrew. Hence, it has crowns on there that would not be on there if it weren't part of the royal family. What I want you to tell me is, what did the UK get in 1986? Number 5. In 1982, an Air Florida 737 took off from Washington National Airport, now known as Ronald Reagan Airport, on its way to Fort Lauderdale when it almost immediately crashed into what body of water? Number 6. Booster Gold and the Blue Beetle are two lesser-known superheroes that belong to what major comic book publisher? Number 7. What Fox TV series spent its first season focusing on Ryan Atwood and his arrival in Newport Beach to live with the Coens, Sandy and Kirsten, who take him in after his mother kicks him out of their house? Number 8. In 2005, Eva Mendes and Will Smith starred in the romantic comedy Hitch, but that wasn't the first time they worked together. Ava and Will worked together in 1998 on a music video for one of Smith's songs in which she was briefly but definitely visible. What was the name of that song? And number 9, the 2019 biopic of Richard Jewell followed the life of the titular character and the media blitz that surrounded him after the events of July 26, 1996. What happened that day? Those are your 9 questions. Question number 10 is always the same. It is, what is the connection between all 9 correct answers? Give yourself as much time as you need. Pause the screen with these 10 questions on there, and I'll see you back here for the answers. Bye-bye. And we're back. Let's take a look at these answers, folks. Question number 1. That Money for Nothing spoof that Weird Al did was partially part of the UHF soundtrack. There we go. It was Beverly Hillbillies that he used. Money for Nothing, kind of the theme of the show as well, right? Yeah, kinda. It's thematically tied. Number 2, that pro sports team is the New Jersey Devils. Jersey Devil living in the Pine Barren Forest, horse-headed winged beast. Number 3, that character from The Outsiders who committed, I keep saying created suicide by cop. No, he didn't create it. He committed suicide by cop. Was Dallas Dally Winston. Dally Winston. Number 4, that what the UK got in 1986 was a new Duke of York. Duke of York. Number 5, that Air Florida plane went into the Potomac River that day. Number 6, Booster Gold, Blue Beetle, part of the DC lineup of superheroes. 7, that Fox TV series is The OC. Don't call it that. Number 8, that music video was Miami. It's for Will Smith's Miami. Number 9, of course, the Atlanta Olympic bombings is what that covered. And what do we have there? Let me see. Beverly Hills, New Jersey. You got Dallas, New York, Potomac, DC, OC, Miami, Atlanta. All of those are locations. Yeah, kinda. But more specifically, they're all Real Housewives locations. If you said something like cities locations, give yourself half credit for the connection. I'll give you that. But only if you figured out that they were all the Real Housewives locations. Should you give yourself a full 10 points for that connection. Total up your score, 1 through 9 are worth 5 points apiece. Connection is worth 10 or 5 if you got it halfway there. And if you guess the connection early, around question number 5 or so, give yourself an extra 5 points. Total it up, and I'll see you back here for the final round shortly. Bye-bye. And the last round of the game is our final round, appropriately. In this round, you're going to get 2 questions, one in each of 2 categories. In a moment, I'll give you the categories. At that point, you should pause the screen and wager on those 2 categories blindly, up to 50 points total. Not on each, total between the 2 of them. You can allot that however you want. You want to put all 50 on one question, that's fine. But once you've locked your wagers in, unpause the screen and see the questions. After that, pause it again. Give yourself as much time as you want to work on the answers. And when you're ready, unpause it for the answers. Here's the catch, though. If you get them wrong, subtract your wagers. You have actual skin in the game for the final round here, so wager carefully in these 2 rounds. Your final round categories tonight are, number 1, it's in the name is the category. And number 2, we've got homophones. It's in the name and homophones. So pause now and wager, and I'll be back in a second. So here we go. Question number 1 is in the category It's in the Name. Here it is. What food product, which was first introduced in 1903 by the Natural Foods Company of Niagara Falls, New York, has a name that indicates its cooking method, namely by electricity? Most people, however, incorrectly believe that portion of the name is a reference to a number, which it is not. It's electricity. And number 2 in the category homophones is this. I'm going to give you a sentence with 2 blanks in it that can be filled by a homophone pair. Homophones are words that are pronounced exactly the same, although they may be spelled differently. So here we go. Fill in this sentence with a homophone pair. I got a huge blank on my face after stumbling home from blank with my coworkers. What is that? What 2 homophones go in those blanks? So good luck. Go ahead, pause the screen now, and I will give you 3 minutes. So give yourself 3 minutes, or however long. I don't care. And work on your answers and unpause once you're ready to see them. See you shortly. Bye-bye. And we're back for those answers. Let's take a look at them. Number 1, it's in the name. That food product from the Natural Foods Company, cooked by electricity, is the Triscuit. T-R-I in that is for electricity, not for 3. There's no 3 layers. It's not cooked 3 times. It's just a electricity biscuit, what it is. And number 2, those 2 homophones should be bruise and bruise. Bruise? No, I'm sorry. Wait. Bruise and bruise. Bruise and bruise. So that's it. Those are your 2 answers. If you got them right, whatever points you wagered, add that to your score. If you got them wrong, subtract your wagers. And total up your score. It should be, well, this is the maximum score here. I didn't actually do the math on it, so, I'll do that in post. So that's it. Thanks for playing, folks. I will be back next week with a new game. Drop me a line in the meantime at quizmercenary@gmail.com or through my website. You can send me question ideas. I want to do theme games. But I'm going to be doing one of these episodes per week, hopefully with scatterings of other episodes throughout as I get better at this whole movie editing thing. Until then, head to the description of the bars that supported me. Would love your support down there. Click on their links, and virtual tip jars exist, all those things. If you want to go to my website, and it's down here somewhere, I don't know. Make sure you click the like button, the bell button, the subscribe button, anything you see down there besides the dislike button. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.